kids teach you about love?
Well, you know, a lot of people think that if you have a child and that'll make make them stay, make them love you more.
Who taught that?
I don't know. That was them.
The person that
Just love in general, or like love in a relationship?
Love in general.
Oh, okay.
I feel like my baby taught me love.
Mine did too.
Yeah, ain't no love till I had that boy, man.
Yeah, love and okay, I understand.
And I'm not like a touchy person, but I'm like touchy with my baby. Like, I'm not the one to like give out hugs and kisses to like family members and stuff like that. So with my daughter, I'm like hugging. I'm like, I love you, and you know, cause I was with my mother for a few years, and then I moved back to Michigan for education and stuff like that, better education. And so I was with my aunt. I love my aunt, so if you're watching this, don't take this personal. But she's a more ice type princess, and that's what they say I am, because she had raised me for a couple of part of my life. So she's not the one to give out hugs and kisses. I know she loved me, but she's not the physical type. So I feel like I learned that from her. So later on in life, I didn't give out hugs and kisses, but since I had my child, it helps me more to hug and kiss, because I feel like that's something I may have missed in those first stages of life. Well, I guess second grade and up. So yeah, so she really taught me how to physically like hold and love.
Yo, in psychology, they teach you that a part of spiritual development at the basic stages is touch and feel and everything. And it's messed up because our parents didn't tell us. I walk with my uncle in the mornings and stuff. It's kind of like therapy for me and him. But he said, your first piece of butt back in the day probably been your cousin in the field. The hot
Wait, repeat that.
So all of our parents and grandparents, the sharecroppers and the slaves and the children of slaves, they probably got their first piece of ass in the field from their cousin, the hot one.
Okay.
Now nobody telling you that, right?
No,
so when now you wonder why we still got that hot cousin in every family.
You mean like
it trickles down genetically, yeah. It's in your DNA. Like you don't even know why you this way. And now, like I said, when it comes time for us to touch each other, even family members don't know how to touch each other because been molested by great auntie or great uncle, and they never said nothing. And now the whole family structure divides because now only the children of the granddaddy. Now we mess with them. Yeah, we're going to granddaddy's house, but cousins, aunties, uncles, the structure lost. Because somebody broke the line and, messed up the barrier. It's like it's a spiritual development system that takes place when when you growing up. And at certain stages, if you go through like molestation or like have insecurities or you bullied and shit like that, it affects you long term, dog. And we never talk about it. We don't have these therapies or mental health or groups where we can comfortably talk about it. And those blockages stay there. And now, like you said, when we have kids, it trickles down. Because I found myself, I was cold for a minute too on my kids and shit. When I was on the road, I got to see like, you fucking up, bro. You getting money, but this ain't it, bro. Yeah. Like, them babies need you. I missed like 2 years of my oldest son's life. And I saw how different it was. Because when he was born, I was staying home dad for 6 months. And we walk every day. We had a routine. Nigga about to eat. I was like military dad almost. Wash up, eat, watch some cartoons. We're going to take a walk. Come back nap time. If you cry, I know you need your butt wiped because I know what time you eat. I know everything right. When I was on the road, I saw that change. So I had to really step up and look myself in the mirror. I can't holler at her and her mama because they got stuff going on. You feel me? So when you really look in the mirror and start writing about it and figuring out what's going on in your life, it's always you. If we could be accountable and say, okay, how can I step up? What I need to do better? I need to get my ass off this road and start working all these hours.
Yeah.
Come and help out. You feel me? But like I said, nobody is here to tell us that we ain't got no structure. So I feel like all the people watching should really step up your role as a leader, as an elder, to make sure everybody around you taken care of mentally. Like even if we got to take a trip to the beach or go to the mountains or just walk, or even just meet up downtown and walk and talk. How y'all doing? What's going on with you mentally? You know what I'm saying? Because all this in-house stuff, like That ain't our nature. We follow these elders up. They ain't do it right, man. We gotta step it up and get them. I feel like by the time my kids 15, they gonna be smart enough to lead the way. I can trust them in what they tell me to do. Because technology advancing. If I expose them to what's, you feel me?
Yeah, they way smarter.
Love for me, I'm kind of like trying to figure which side I want to be on. Because he taught me a different type of love. Like, he's never told me he loved me. I don't know how he expressed his love, but I love him anyway.
Your pops?
No, I'm talking about my baby.
Oh, okay, for sure.
I love him anyway.
For sure.
He doesn't do anything to get my love. He can't do nothing to make my love stop. And that's the only human being in the world that I have that I don't know, it's so weird. Like, you know, most relationships you have to contribute to it in order for it to be reciprocated. Yeah. He's the only thing that I don't give a damn if he don't love me. I love him anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna love you.
That's the first time I've ever really experienced that outside of like my parents and my family. So when it came to like relationship love, it's like I don't know if I'm gonna get it to nobody.
Yeah.
That's scary to give that to somebody.
Yeah.
To just he don't never have to tell me he loves me. He could grow up and hate me, and I'm always gonna love him. That's different.
Yeah.
That's
unconditional.
That's and I don't think everybody can get that. That's like a godly love. Like
one thing I learned about kids, man. With your kids that love, one thing about them, that's why you treat them right. Because women come and go.
Right.
But your kids gonna always be your kids.
Yeah.
And they always gonna love you if you love them and treated them the way they should have been treated. Mm-hmm. They gonna love you. You know what I'm saying? When it's time for you to get, you get up in age and you might need to get your butt wiped, and they gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you went through with their mom, they always gonna love you for the time and effort you put into them.
Facts.
They ain't got nothing to do with the time and effort. You just love your
parents.
Yeah,
you just love your parents. I ain't gonna lie, my dad was never there like that growing up, but I just love him just because who he was. Like I love him.
Yeah, he you, bro. You look at him and see yourself.
Yeah.
See yourself.
That's why I say having kids, it's if you a person who was nurtured halfway decent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can love a kid because loving a kid is not hard because you're basically loving yourself. It's a selfish thing. It's not selfless. It's selfish to love your kids. That's not a hard thing to do. That's you.
Yeah.
How can you not love something that came from you? That's not hard.
Yeah.
But to love something outside of something that came from you, now that's the difficult part.
Now, the concepts.
That's a whole another subject.
You think about how they
and to love yourself, because some people can put love into their kids, but they can't love themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like people will stop doing drugs so that their kids can be okay, but they wouldn't love themselves that much.
But think about how we grown by our community. When you get pregnant, oh shit, she pregnant. We gonna talk. It's like you don't even have the right idea about what's to come. It's a blessing. It's the most beautiful thing we could have. Like
you mean like underage?
That only happens when she's not married.
Right.
That's it.
I feel like
it don't happen when she married.
You don't think so?
No, they celebrate.
You said when she married.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's looked at differently when you have kids and you're not married.
That's wrong.
But that's the reality of the world that we live in.
But think about the effects that has on the people who not married when they have, like, probably most people have kids not married. You know what I'm saying?
That's not a fact. But, well, you know what? I take that back. That's the reality of what's going on now, which is why our communities are so fucked up.
Right.
But we don't want to face that fact. We don't want to say how people like, oh yeah, I want a kid, but nobody's like, oh yeah, I want to be a wife one day, I want to be a husband one day. Everybody just want to have fucking kids. And then these kids grow up in fucked up homes. And now we looking like, how's the home fucked up? Because you built no structure. It takes both to be able to build a sturdy foundation for kids. I mean, I contributed to this shit, so I ain't judging it. But I'm just saying, like, that's the reality of it.
Yeah, they think it's based on the image, though.
That order matters, and I didn't understand how much that order mattered until after I did it.
Facts.
You don't understand, like the old people tell you that shit for a reason. That order fucking matters because that's your foundation.
Yeah.
And if you give your kids no foundation, it's like, well, shit, we can go wherever. We can co-parent. That's cool. But we know the best situation for a kid is being able to have their father to go to for certain things and their mother to go to for certain things.
Same house.
But we're okay with, shit, we just having kids.
Oh man,
that's
not it.
And you know what make it real uncomfortable too. And I'm like I said, I'm relatable. I know it be situations where the child mama need to call you, or you need to call dog, and you know it's 11 o'clock at night. That man laid in bed with the old lady. He not about to, it's instant. It's not right for you to call him at this moment. So it mess up balance, like you said, because it might be something that they need to be fed from that other parent right now.
But it also shouldn't mess up balance, because I'm a big proponent of. Well, I grew up in a blended family, which is when we were going through it was completely. You just didn't see it. Yeah. My mom and my stepmom and my dad, they were at all my birthday parties together, getting along. I never saw, oh, I hate this bitch, oh, bitch looks like that wasn't my reality. I grew up in a healthy household with all of my parents. That's what I've been taught. So if anything goes wrong, that's how I move, because I don't just see you as my boyfriend. Now you're my family because I decided to procreate with you. You're not going no fucking where. If you win, I win.
You go to the
So I can't see you as an op.
Yeah.
Your family at that point, because that's the environment I was raised in. But I do understand a lot of people, they don't move like that. They don't see it that way.
I feel like men think there's no benefits in marriage for them besides, you know.
Tell me the most successful men you've seen in your life that are single. You're not.
It's a lot of single men that is very successful.
And depressed as fuck.
That's a lot of single.
Depressed as fuck.
No, some of them really enjoying their life.
No, they not. You think they are. It is not this old nigga in the club. It is not. You judge it.
It's an image, bro. No lie. I tell you the truth.
But that's the thing, though. It's problem.
It ain't.
It's like me. I ain't gonna say it.
I mean, I don't think they have to be with that person they had kids with. You know what I'm saying? You
No, I didn't say that you had to.
She was saying you need a woman.
I'm just because we're both. Like, it's not just something.
Why they have to marry you?
Okay,
what this ring gonna do?
Okay, so take your job. Take your job for instance.
I'm gonna love you the same way with that ring.
So go work your job for 13 years with no benefits.
Ooh.
So what you looking for benefits?
What do you consider benefits? That's what it is. But now I totally understand. I understand all arguments.
So if it don't matter, so you would give somebody a house, or you would sign up to pay on a mortgage, and they was telling you that we have to sign no contracts. We gonna shake hands. You gonna need a contract for that, right?
No, I said I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I feel like
you gonna need a contract.
If I be with you, I'm gonna be with you. That paper can't make me, because in the daytime right now, they're still splitting with the paper.
Yeah.
I literally just filmed a wedding a year ago, November. They're divorced right now. She's working on her divorce. I'm like, is that legal? Like, I don't know.
I feel like sometimes people some people get married
365 days, and they're.
But what's that say about, like, why does that matter to you? Do you move your life?
What I'm saying is that paper is not going to change.
So is that paper?
If I'm with you, I'm with you.
Right.
Is that your contract of stability?
Let me take it to.
If something happened to him,
let me answer this question.
Yes, it's your contract of stability if something happened to this man.
Listen, bro. Let me tell you what the contract of stability is.
It's beneficial to both
parties. In some situations,
because of the situation.
Yeah, because I might make a lot more money than you.
It's a lack of trust. Niggas always worried about money. If you're not making millions of fucking dollars, why are you carrying? That's the mindset, and that was something that happened with millionaires, NBA players worry about that. If you're making less than $500,000 a year, why are you worried about somebody taking your money? You ain't got none.
Okay.
Shit.
That's for millionaires. That's not for pennies.
If you only got 1,000, it's gonna be something.
It's something.
Check me out. Let me bring some games.
Okay, can I say this? Okay, I'm just.
It just depends.
Okay, you know what I do for a living. So, a guy I was working with, he recently was going through his divorce or whatever, and it was time for him to get his divorce finalized. And he went to court. He never cheated, from what I know. You know what I'm saying? So
why was he in divorce?
I just guess there was coming apart. I don't know. Over the years, I guess their kids was grown and out the house, and you know, they was coming apart. I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? I guess they, you know, I think that he caught her cheating, right? Okay. But at the end of the day, the judge gave her the house. The kids is not there anymore. They're not supporting the kids.
Right.
The kids are grown. They have their own kids they support. They gave her the house and half of his 401k.
Alright, now let me interject.
She's the cheater.
Let me interject, bro. Let me interject. So the way
where's the benefits for him?
People out here watching.
No, he did. He burned down the house.
People out here watching this. Don't burn down the house. No. This is the way you prevent that. This is the way you prevent that. You create yourself a trust fund. You can allocate all of your assets and direct them towards each of your children in the way that you wish to presume. You can allocate assets to your spouse as you wish to presume as well. You already common law married by 7 to 8 years in.
Yeah.
Alright. Go to the bank, go to wherever you want to create your trust at, create your trust fund, and you could basically set up what you got, 20 G's to your name, 100 G's, whatever you got. You can set your children up where they get $100 a week, $500 a month. You can give wifey whatever you want to give her. You can set it up to whoever get the house and all this. That's the part that they don't teach us about.
That's the biggest gamble.
That's not for death. That's for life. You can die tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying.
You got life insurance, right?
No,
that's like life insurance.
I'm saying that's if they die, but he's saying like divorce. So.
Nah, I'm saying before you even, when you get in a relationship, before you talking marriage, if you got kids, talk trust and shit like this, because you're talking about long-term assets and allocations of them. If you die and everybody got to argue about how they gonna bury you, and you got some money, you got some assets, but they still got to figure out what's gonna go where, whatever, you might as well address that. That's the elephant. Get married later. This the first thing, like, who getting what and why? You feel me?
But I feel like marriage is deeper.
Of course it is.
Same thing.
Go ahead.
But I'm gonna say it.
And
Talk about
because that's right. If you're not planning on marrying someone, you can get things legally written up.
Yeah.
How you want things to go.
Yeah.
When you decide to split. Okay. How when you came to that person, did that person already have what they had? So now it's a contract. You understand what I'm saying?
That's what marriage is.
That's what a marriage is. It's like contract. But I'm saying if you decide that you're not going to get married and you're going to live together or whatever you're going to do, y'all need to make that decision. And on that subject that he said about she got divorced because a lot of times you know what you're getting into before you marry somebody. And you're going to go on because of the look of it. Not what it really is. That's why I ask people, why are you really getting married? What is your goal? What is the ending goal of getting married? I didn't know what marriage was when I got married. You understand what I'm saying? It was a whole different ball game for me once I got married. I knew that I wanted I wanted somebody to raise Mike right. You understand what I'm saying? Because the man that I did marry was not his dad far as biologically. But once I got married, then I picked somebody for him and for my boys, not so much for myself.
That's fine.
Because my pick for myself wouldn't I'm being truthful now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I said, a lot of times when you marry somebody, don't think after the paper that they're going to be what you want them to be.
Question, I got a question for you. When you decided to get married, at any point in time, was your mind just focused on, I'm marrying this person for love? Did any point in time did it come in your head, well, I'm marrying this person for the things he can offer me, the stability if something happens to him, the leave money to me and my kids. Did that even cross your mind when it came to marriage? Was it just love? Was it just love?
No, it wasn't. I loved him, but my goal was my son.
Yeah.
And I'm being truthful. You know what I mean? It was the right man that can lead him to be the right man. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you and Nisha got married and then you got divorced, what you gonna give her?
She get everything on.
There you go. That's the difference. Get you somebody who's not tied up into how much money you gonna get.
Right now.
That's the wrong idea about it.
But we don't want to be left out in the rain either.
It's not about being left out in the rain, but if you're approaching it where you think that that's what that person wants from you, you need to be dealing with somebody else.
You know what
You got
everybody I know people be stable. Everybody gonna want something.
But get you somebody who got something, so what you got don't matter to them. If you go get somebody that you gotta take care of, then you gonna have that issue because you don't want to take care of nobody. That's what it sounds like. Get you somebody who making the same money. Yes, you would. You just said it. Because what about me? What about me?
Hey, so I'm just not trying to get drained. You feel me?
So get you somebody.
You got some women. Okay. I can see if you get something. I'm not tripping on that. But some women, when they go through a divorce, they're emotionally scarred. They want to drain your ass. They want to get that rag and just. They want to drain you.
You right, but what she said was a good.
You got somebody who ain't got shit. If you get somebody who got something, they don't give a fuck about what you got.
Some of them still just want to drain you just to see you hurt.
Don't nobody have time for all of that. That's probably somebody who's bitter
you just gotta be real selective.
When a woman is scorned women do things that you would never think they would go and do. Some women will do that. Will have all the money in the world, but just to see you hurt because they feel like you hurt them.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie,
they will drain you.
You're right, and that's
some women that's like that.
That brings us back to generationally. Like the women that's like that, you don't even know what's in them till it come out.
Exactly.
And somebody in your family know what the fuck her mama and grandma and them did. She got it from them. But if you ain't around the family to know. Yep. You never even get to know your woman.
Yep.
We supposed to be spending time with the family so we can get to know the people, who this person is.
How they move.
But how do you find out them secrets about them? That's
go see with the family. When I meet this girl, I'm going to meet her aunts, her grandmama, mama, everybody, and I'm talking that shit to them because I want to know like who you is for real, what you did,
where you came from.
Yeah, how y'all grew up, how you think.